The White House withdrawing troops from a key part of Syria as Turkey plans an attack on U.S.-backed forces there.
President Trump is now giving the green light to Turkey for a military operation that would clear these Kurds out of northern Syria and is ordering U.S. forces to move away from the area where the military operation is being conducted.
Trump has decided to withdraw troops from northern Syria, just as Erdogan, the president of Turkey, prepares to invade Kurdish-controlled Syrian areas. The problem, those Kurdish-controlled Syrian areas are made up of anti-ISIS Kurdish forces, many of them the Syrian Democratic Forces, who have been our best allies in the fight against ISIS, and this really does pave the way, worst of all, for ethnic cleansing of the Kurds by the Turks and for ISIS to gain more power. So back in January, when Trump wasn't on such good terms with Erdogan and the right-wing leader of Turkey, he said this about withdrawing troops.
President Trump issuing a remarkably stern warning to Turkey. If you mess with our Kurdish allies, there will be hell to pay.
Oops. Yeah, he threatened economic sanctions if the Turks went after the Kurds, and now he's just withdrawing troops voluntarily after a conversation with Erdogan so Turkey can do so. And if you don't know, the Kurds are an ethnic minority. They're, I think, the world's biggest stateless group. I'm maybe wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure, because Kurdistan is, it was in northern Iraq. It is in northern Iraq. It's been autonomous since the early 90s, but it's never been formally recognized. A decent analogy would be Palestine, although Palestine has been recognized by the UN. So now, normally I'm all for withdrawing our troops from our endless wars. I was very mixed on the situation in Syria all along, but the situation is way more complex and has to do with human rights and preventing a genocide. But of course, Trump tweeted about this with one of his top 10 most insane tweets ever, potentially. If Turkey does anything that I, in my great and unmatched wisdom, consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. I've done before. No, you haven't. They must, with Europe and others, watch over the captured ISIS fighters and families. The U.S. has done far more than anyone could have ever expected, including the capture of 100% of the ISIS caliphate. It is time now for others in the region, some of great wealth, to protect their own territory. So putting aside the mental delusions of grandeur, notice how he doesn't say anything about the well-being of the Kurds. He just really cares about the captured ISIS fighters, because that's, I guarantee you, what Fox News is worried about. And he doesn't care about the potential ethnic cleansing. This is a great illustration of the difference between progressive isolationism, anti-interventionism is a better word for it, and the selfish right-wing isolationism of Trump and the Tucker Carlsons of the right. So sometimes those things can overlap, like say when Rand Paul backs Bernie Sanders' bill to end genocide in Yemen. Sometimes we get into situations like this, where Trump is agreeing to leave the region to allow Turkey to encroach on sovereign Syrian land and attack the Kurds in Syria from Turkey. The Kurds were already under attack from Assad's Syrian government, backed by Russia, and they helped us combat ISIS in this basically exchange for protection from Assad and from our ally Turkey, because they are a minority who is in a country where its leader wants to kill them brutally, Assad, and now the US president is allowing Turkey to come after them too, after they helped the United States. So it really is a stabbing in the back. Administration officials said that Mr. Trump spoke directly with President Erdogan of Turkey on the issue on Sunday. And the officials indicated that 100 to 150 United States military personnel deployed to that area would be pulled back in advance of any Turkish operation, but that they would not be completely withdrawn from Syria. Okay, so there are two large issues here. One, this is part of the schizophrenia of the Trump foreign policy. He says he's going to withdraw troops from Afghanistan, for example, but he's not really going to. He says he's going to withdraw all U.S. forces from Syria, but to let Turkey do whatever they want, but then they won't be completely withdrawn. He says one thing publicly, but behind the scenes, the military-industrial apparatus and all of those who are employed in his White House, who are a part of it, do otherwise, and then no one knows what the hell is going on, because frankly Trump doesn't care to follow up or care about the details. Secondly, he decided to do this after a conversation with Erdogan on Sunday, and then they announced it Sunday night, I believe. So Erdogan's a right-wing authoritarian. This is a pattern for Trump. Putin MBS, Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia, Kim Jong-un, Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, Modi, Netanyahu, and now Erdogan. So the Kurds have lost around, I think, 11 or 12,000 fighters fighting ISIS, and Trump just doesn't care because he had one conversation with a right-wing authoritarian dictator where he feels very at home. And beyond the ethnic cleansing element, there are other scary implications. The ISIS prisoners could be released. I get that that's the only thing Fox News cares about, but that is something that is a little concerning. And can you imagine if Obama did this? Fox News would never shut up about it. They would be enraged. Just think about that. So again, this is a really complex situation, but what it comes down to is Trump stabbed the Kurds in the back. He doesn't care. He does not care. He does not care about anyone except himself and what these right-wing authoritarian dictators can do for him. I'm sure Erdogan buttered him up very much. And then the tens of thousands of Kurds who will be killed, the hundreds who will be probably instantly killed on the heels of this announcement, oh, that's nothing. Nothing to Donald Trump.